1. 2026 Rivian R2, the $45,000 survival strategy. To understand the sheer desperation and ambition driving the 2026 market, one must first analyze the Rivian R2. Rivian has faced immense pressure from Wall Street to achieve mass market profitability and halt its massive capital burn rate. The R2 is their definitive answer, entering the highly competitive compact electric SUV segment with a targeted baseline price of exactly $45,000. This pricing strategy is a direct, calculated assault on the Tesla Model Y's market dominance. To ensure this aggressive price point does not bankrupt the company, executives made the critical financial decision to halt construction on a multi-billion-dollar Georgia facility and instead consolidate initial R2 production at their existing plant in Normal, Illinois, saving an estimated $2.25 billion in immediate capital expenditure. Mechanically, the 2026 Rivian R2 introduces a completely new architectural foundation. It utilizes an advanced 4695 structural battery cell design, wherein the battery pack acts as a load-bearing element of the chassis itself. This reduces overall manufacturing complexity and lowers the vehicle's curb weight to an estimated 4,850 pounds, a massive reduction compared to its larger R1S sibling. The flagship tri-motor variant, which will command a price tag closer to $65,000, features 2 electric motors on the rear axle and 1 in the front. This setup produces a verified 656 combined horsepower and 609 pound-feet of torque. The resulting performance metrics are staggering for a utilitarian family vehicle. The tri-motor R2 completely obliterates the 0-60 sprint in just 3.6 seconds and can tackle the quarter mile in 12.3 seconds. More importantly for the consumer, the advanced battery chemistry provides an EPA estimated range exceeding 300 miles across multiple trim levels. Furthermore, the R2 integrates a native North American charging standard (NACS) port, allowing seamless access to the Tesla supercharger network. By offering genuine off-road capability, including 9.8 inches of ground clearance and dedicated off-road driving modes, Rivian has engineered a vehicle that mathematically outperforms legacy combustion competitors while severely undercutting luxury electric rivals. 2. 2026 Dodge Charger, the $54,995 muscle car gamble. Stellantis and the Dodge brand are executing one of the most controversial engineering pivots in modern automotive history. For the 2026 model year, the legendary Hemi V8 engine has been completely eradicated from the Charger lineup. This represents a massive financial gamble, as the brand risks alienating its incredibly loyal, high-volume customer base. Replacing the V8 is the STLA large platform, which accommodates both electric and internal combustion powertrains. The gas-powered 2026 Dodge Charger Scat Pack 6-pack arrives with a base MSRP of $54,995, attempting to retain market share against the Ford Mustang Dark Horse by utilizing raw, turbocharged brute force. Under the hood of the 6-pack sits the 3.0-liter twin-turbo Hurricane inline-6 engine. This high-output power plant is a masterclass in modern thermal management and forced induction, featuring low-inertia, high-flow turbochargers that spool rapidly to deliver a peak boost of 30 psi. The mathematical result is a verified 550 horsepower and 531 pound-feet of torque. Power is routed through an 8-speed automatic transmission to a standard all-wheel drive system. However, engineers integrated a mechanical disconnect that allows the driver to send 100% of the power exclusively to the rear wheels. This preserves the vehicle's inherent ability to execute the smoky burnouts that define the brand's identity. For buyers demanding ultimate straight-line supremacy, Dodge offers the all-electric 2026 Charger Daytona Scat Pack, starting at $59,995. This variant utilizes a 400-volt propulsion system and a high-voltage lithium-ion battery. It delivers a staggering 670 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque, by employing a power shot feature that unlocks an additional 40 horsepower for 10-second bursts. The electric Daytona crushes the 0-60 sprint in a blistering 3.3 seconds, rendering the outgoing supercharged Hellcat obsolete in terms of pure acceleration. The true test for Dodge in 2026 will be whether the consumer market is willing to pay near $60,000 for a muscle car that operates in complete silence. 3. 2026 Toyota 4Runner, the $41,870 hybrid mainstay. While other manufacturers bet their entire corporate existence on full electrification, Toyota continues its highly profitable, mathematically sound strategy of widespread hybridization. The 6th-generation 2026 Toyota 4Runner finally abandons its ancient architecture, migrating to the TNGAF Global Truck Platform, a modular chassis shared with the Tacoma, Sequoia, and Land Cruiser. By amortizing the research and development costs of this single platform across multiple high-volume vehicles, Toyota maximizes profit margins while keeping the 4Runner's base MSRP at a highly competitive $41,870 for the entry-level SR5 trim. The obsolete, naturally aspirated 4.0-liter V6 is dead. The new baseline powertrain is the iForce 2.4-liter turbocharged inline-4, generating 278 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. However, the true engineering marvel sits within the higher-tier models like the TRD Pro, Platinum, and the all-new Trailhunter trim, which can push transaction prices past the $60,000 mark. These variants utilize the iForce Max Hybrid powertrain. By integrating a 48-horsepower electric motor directly into the 8-speed automatic transmission, total system output surges to a verified 326 horsepower and a massive 465 pound-feet of torque. This torque figure represents a fundamental transformation in how the 4Runner tackles challenging terrain. The chassis dynamics have been comprehensively overhauled. The 2026 model features a double wishbone independent front suspension and a 5-link, coil-sprung solid rear axle. To satisfy serious off-road enthusiasts, Toyota engineers incorporated an electronic stabilizer disconnect mechanism, which vastly improves wheel articulation over severe obstacles at the push of a button. With up to a 6,000-pound towing capacity and standard electronic locking rear differentials on the TRD models, Toyota has successfully modernized a legend without alienating its core demographic, ensuring sustained revenue generation in the mid-size SUV sector. 4. 2026 Cadillac Vistiq, the $77,395 luxury offensive. General Motors is aggressively expanding its electric portfolio to dominate the high-margin luxury segment, and the 2026 Cadillac Vistiq is the tip of the spear. Positioned strategically between the mid-size Lyriq and the gargantuan Escalade IQ, the Vistiq is a 3-row electric luxury SUV starting at $77,395. This vehicle is engineered specifically to siphon affluent buyers away from European legacy brands like Mercedes-Benz and BMW, offering an unparalleled ratio of technological features to dollar value. For buyers opting for the top-tier Platinum configuration, the MSRP climbs to a substantial $96,495, placing it firmly in the premium pricing bracket. The Vistiq is built upon GM's highly modular Ultium architecture. It houses a massive 102-kilowatt battery pack that feeds a standard dual-motor, all-wheel drive powertrain. The electrical output is a formidable 615 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. When the driver engages Velocity Max mode, this 3-row family hauler defies physics, accelerating from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a verified 3.7 seconds. Despite this massive power output, aerodynamic efficiency and battery density allow the Vistiq to achieve a Cadillac-estimated maximum driving range of 305 miles. Furthermore, the 190-kilowatt DC fast charging capability ensures that up to 79 miles of range can be recovered in just 10 minutes. Inside the cabin, Cadillac justifies the high MSRP through sheer technological overwhelming. The dashboard is dominated by a curved 33-inch diagonal advanced LED display featuring Google built-in compatibility. Acoustic engineering takes center stage with a bespoke 23-speaker, AKG studio audio system utilizing Dolby Atmos spatial technology. The chassis relies on an available air-ride adaptive suspension with continuous damping control, constantly adjusting to road imperfections. To mask the vehicle's considerable size in urban environments, engineers also equipped the Vistiq with active rear steering, severely reducing the turning radius and improving high-speed stability. 5. 2026 Honda Prelude, the $43,195 engineering compromise. In an era dominated by heavy, high-riding SUVs, Honda is attempting to resurrect the affordable sports coupe market with the 2026 Honda Prelude, priced at an estimated $43,195. The new Prelude requires a careful analysis of Honda's corporate strategy. Rather than developing an entirely new, bespoke sports car platform from the ground up, a venture that almost never yields a positive return on investment in today's market, Honda engineers brilliantly repurposed existing architecture. The Prelude borrows heavily from the Civic hatchback and the high-performance Civic Type R, ensuring development costs remain strictly controlled while delivering proven mechanical reliability. The powertrain, however, is where the Prelude diverges from traditional enthusiast expectations. There is no manual transmission and no high-revving turbocharged engine. Instead, Honda equipped the coupe with a highly evolved 2-motor hybrid system. A 2.0-liter Atkinson cycle inline-4 engine works in tandem with a permanent magnet synchronous AC motor. Combined system output is rated at 200 horsepower and 232 pound-feet of torque. Power is routed exclusively to the front wheels via a direct-drive transmission. The electric motor provides the bulk of the initial acceleration, delivering instant torque off the line, while the gasoline engine clutches in at higher cruising speeds for maximum efficiency. While 200 horsepower in a 3,242-pound vehicle yields a relatively modest 0-60 time of around 6.5 seconds, the true value of the Prelude lies in its chassis calibration. By rating the Civic Type R parts bin, engineers fitted the Prelude with a dual-axis McPherson strut front suspension, a multi-link rear setup, and an adaptive damper system. Braking is handled by massive Brembo 4-piston aluminum front calipers clamping down on 13.8-inch rotors. With a near-perfectly tuned steering rack and a hyper-rigid body structure, the Prelude operates not as a straight-line dragster but as an incredibly precise momentum machine, capable of achieving 0.97 grams of lateral grip on a 2026 Lucid Gravity, the $79,900 Silicon Valley disruptor. Lucid Motors represents the ultimate high-risk, high-reward entity in the automotive sector. Backed heavily by sovereign wealth capital, the company is fighting for its long-term survival against established giants. The 2026 Lucid Gravity is the vehicle that will determine their fate. This full-size electric luxury SUV starts at $79,900 for the touring trim, but the true engineering masterpiece is the $131,900 Grand Touring model. Lucid's competitive advantage relies entirely on proprietary, in-house motor and battery technology that mathematically outperforms anything currently produced by Tesla, Rivian, or the German legacy automakers. The Gravity Grand Touring operates on a groundbreaking 926-volt electrical architecture. It utilizes a 123 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack powering highly miniaturized, ultra-efficient dual-electric motors. The combined output is a staggering 828 horsepower and 909 pound-feet of torque. This allows the 5,904-pound luxury behemoth to achieve 60 miles per hour in 3.4 seconds. But raw acceleration is secondary to efficiency. The Gravity achieves an unprecedented maximum driving range of 516 miles on a single charge. When plugged into a 350 kilowatt DC fast charger, the 926-volt system can accept an incredible amount of current, recovering 200 miles of range in less than 11 minutes. Beyond the powertrain, the Gravity's packaging is a masterclass in space utilization. Because the electric motors are so small, engineers maximized interior cabin volume. The vehicle comfortably seats 7 adults across 3 rows, offering over 111 cubic feet of total usable cargo space when the seats are folded flat. The driver interfaces with a massive 34-inch 6K OLED display that seemingly floats above the dashboard. The chassis dynamics are managed by an adaptive air suspension system and available rear axle steering, ensuring the Gravity handles corners with the precision of a sports sedan rather than a full-size family hauler.